Holy crap, that is a giant.
Ended up taking care of him with the power head afterwards. Gotta rub it in a little bit.
Rub it in, rub it in.
What is up, you guys? It's your boy, Captain Jack. We're out on a strike mission. Whoa, it's rolly out here. We were doing a commercial snapper trip. We are on a commercial boat. Sir Joey right here. Joey, what are the rules for today? 2 rules.
Rule number 1 is be safe. And rule number 2, also really important, Jack and Scott are not allowed to shoot anything above 40 foot because that's my zone. I'm shooting the surface fish today.
Yeah, he calls dibs on surface. So Scotty and I we're the bottom feeders. We're the low life dwellers. We got to go down deep. But the bigger fish hang out down deep, so we're gonna get down there and
oh, that sounds like a challenge.
Ooh, challenge.
Rule number 3.
Rule number 3, should we make up another rule?
No, you just said you're gonna shoot bigger fish because you're gonna go down deep. I'm gonna shoot a bigger fish on the surface.
All right, you heard it. We're gonna see what happens in the water. I'm gonna be doing voiceover so you guys can be down there diving with me, know what's going through my mind. So I'll see you guys down below. All right, you guys, welcome back underwater. Now do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and if you're interested in seeing videos like this every week. I know over 50% of you have not subscribed. At least that's what the analytics say, so that definitely helps out the channel. But yeah, welcome on this dive. This is Joey's camera. We start off the day. He puts the first fish in the boat, and the target here are red snapper. But long story short, we don't get a whole lot of them on this trip, but they're kind of easy to spear, but they just kind of weren't around that much. At least not, when we were spearfishing. But this spot, there were some. You could see him kind of in the mid-water column. Joey makes a drop, and he does not have to go deep. Lines up a shot, and this is a very good fish. This is one of the first ones that we saw. He shoots it. He horses it up, which is a good idea because the sharks ended up being around thick this day, and they are bull sharks. So you want to see some good bull shark footage. Stay tuned. Towards the end of the video, we have quite an awesome experience.
That AJ short.
So the only reason Joey was horsing that thing up was because he knew that he had a really good shot. You see, it was right through the head. It's not going to come out of the skull. He got a really good shot. He asked for a knife because he didn't want to let go of his spear. You can see that the fish is very alive. So helping your dive buddy out by having a knife and braining the fish helps out a ton. So we switch over to my camera, and this is, I think, my second dive of the day. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys hold your breath. Now, I'm holding on the back of the boat, and the current ends up being pretty decent at this spot. And we have a long float light hanging out the back. The boat is anchored, and it's not ripping the current, but it is moving just enough to where it makes it a pain to stay on the spot. So we stay anchored. We're making drops from the boat. Like I said, this is my second drop. It opens up pretty good here, and believe it or not, if you watch later in the video, you'll see that this is really good viz compared to some of the stuff I was diving in. But yeah, I dropped down to 76 feet. Beautiful mangrove snapper comes in. I almost hip fire shoot him, and you can see him trying to go to that ledge, go to that cave, and I just grabbed the shooting line and I just horse him. I shot him right through the gill plate, so I was able to horse him. And I was very lucky that sharks didn't come around, because shortly after this, Scott ended up making a drop and shot a big mangrove just like this one, and it ended up getting sharked, and he lost his shaft. He'll talk to you about it on the boat. He is notorious for losing shafts, and you'll see why later in this video. He shoots some pretty remarkable fish, and you can see how someone can lose a lot of shafts doing the kind of diving he does.
It's a good mang. Oh yeah.
That's Scotty's. That's a Scotty day.
Scott, dude, what happened?
Brand new shaft.
Brand new shaft, sounds about right.
Second I pulled my trigger, there's a bull on it.
Well, we just had bull come up there too, and there's cobes too.
Big ones, big coats.
We're gonna drift.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to drift. What do you think about that mang?
It's a good one. That's like the size of the one I just shot.
Yeah, I shot him on bottom.
Really
Shot him on bottom. That was my second drop. Actually made it to the bottom. Shot it really low, but I just ripped him up. Joey, dude.
That's a stud red.
Hauling.
Dibs on surface.
Dude, you're winning the top water column.
That's gotta be what, 20 you think?
No, probably 15.
15, yeah. The one Nick
Solid,
got the
though.
other day was a lot bigger.
Solid. That's a good one. Beautiful. Beautiful fish. That's great. Oh, yeah.
So we go ahead and decide to do pretty much the same exact thing. We're anchored in about 90 feet of water on this one, and the thermocline is very nasty. And once we hopped in, we saw a bull shark cruising by. You can hold your breath. This is quite a long dive, and it starts now. And we're actually doing a double drop. Scott comes down with me, but I'm leading through this nasty, milky thermocline. You can see it start to get green right about here. And when I'm diving, I just look at the tip of my gun. I'm just looking, my head is up just a little bit. I'm turning around to make sure Scott's following me, because it is very eerie going down in this stuff. But Joey's waiting on the surface. He's waiting for us to surface too, so he can be there to safety. But you can see I'm just descending, and all I see is just milky green water, and I'm hoping that I see bottom eventually, hoping it opens up. But I start looking at my gun, and my gun starts to somewhat disappear and get a little milky, and I reach it out. But luckily when I reached it out, that was about when I hit the sand. So I end up laying down on the bottom. Like I said, it was very hard to see, but I did see some big mangroves, and you see one right there, and I vaguely see one on the other side of them, and I decided to try for a 2-for-1. And at this point, I'm not sure if I got one, but it seems the way they're fighting that I could have possibly had a 2-for-1 on that drop. But yeah, you see this, and honestly, the GoPro does it a lot more justice than it really is down there. But I couldn't believe I got a 2-for-1 on mangrove snapper. So stoked. I've done this one time before in my life, and it was snapper that weren't even close to the size of these ones. So very stoked. But there's that shark that comes cruising by. We'll talk about it once we surface. But yeah, epic dive into some gnarly conditions.
I didn't realize you had 2 till just now.
Dude, I was grunting at you to go up because all the runners came over us.
Oh, no.
All that bull's here. So I started grunting, and then your gun went off right as I turned.
Woo! Is my GoPro on?
No.
That's sick.
Are you serious?
No.
Nuh-uh.
It's on. I'm not serious. It is on.
Okay, I don't know.
Alright, it's on, Jack.
Alright, I need help. One of these is
You
about
can't
to
let
come
go
off.
of them.
One of these is about to come off.
Jack, what just happened?
Dude, good luck looking through that GoPro footage, because it was so dirty down there.
But how do you have 2 fish?
We did a double drop.
Because we did a double drop.
I thought double drop meant 2 people. That means you're gonna shoot
No, it
2
just means
fish?
you come up with 2 fish.
2
Dude,
people
what
went.
a-
I just didn't pull the trigger.
Look at that.
2
2 for
solid
1.
mangroves.
2-for-1. Woo!
That's awesome.
But it was so crazy story. Scott and I did a drop. I just saw sand, and I laid down on the bottom in 90 foot. We're 90 foot. And Scott grunted because he saw a bunch of runners coming, which means the bull sharks are like right on us. Once he like grunted at me to go, he started heading up. I took the shot. I barely saw this bigger one beyond it, but I knew I had a good shot on this one. And once I pulled the trigger, I was like, I think I got a 2-for-1.
Two-fers.
Yeah, and I started heading up, and then the bull sharks came in hot. But that's sick.
So this shark, we're having unbelievable bad shark problems today, way worse than even normal. So I think what we're gonna do, if everyone's on board for it, I'm gonna slide out to a spot, and we're maybe gonna hook and line our red snapper and then start diving a little bit more. Sound good?
You didn't talk to us about this. We didn't approve this.
Not down.
That's the plan.
Joey is getting tight with some red snapper on the LP.
It's the fast way to do it.
Huge. Giants only. Man, it is rolly.
This GoPro does a good job of, you know, kind of, yeah, you can see that horizon in the background. It is rolly.
Joey got tight. Same bait.
Nah, I put new bait on.
What are you using for bait?
Pogies and thread fins.
Pogie Town.
Scott, you can set up one of the other ones with a lead and just do the same thing, just flip it up front a little bit, and you can catch them on the hand crank too if you want.
Scott's doing it the good old-fashioned way. Here we got. Yeah, that's a better one. Oh, we're at mono. Oh, there we go. Giant.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fish. I'm just gonna help you do that and then rebait.
That's a good one. That's a better one.
You got a D-hooker?
There we go. We're job, Yosef.
Thank you.
Dude, holy cow, Scott's got a Mongo. What the heck do you got?
Big red. Joey's rods about to break.
Joey's gonna snap
You get
that.
these for free, right?
Joey, you get these rods for free, right?
Don't break my rod.
This fish will pay for the rod.
Dude, I'm gonna make a YouTube video, world's strongest man, with Scotty over here flexing.
Make a YouTube fish in front of loaded spear guns.
Yeah, fishing in front of a loaded spear gun.
I got him off the bottom.
Well, get him up! Fill up that bladder.
But you're doing anything you can on that. Good.
Joey's over there. Joey's fishing over there. Oh, you're gaining on him for sure. Oh, I see color. Oh, I think it's an
Nice
AJ.
red.
Oh, it's a big red, dude. We need a gaff? Oh, that is a good fish. Good one. Nice, Scotty boy.
How's that gap, Scotty? Here.
Woo, that's a good one. We're gonna do this for 30 minutes, catch a few more snapper, then we're gonna get back to the dive in, so we'll see you in the water.
You guys, so while Joey was anchored up, Scott and I hopped in the water. And Scott took a drop, and I couldn't really see what he shot, but he shot something, and he came up, and he said, I shot an AJ, which is an amberjack. And now Scott, you know, we're pretty seasoned when it comes to seeing fish, you know, so I figured it was just, you know, probably like a 40, 50 pound amberjack. Those are pretty typical around here. But this thing was kind of pulling something crazy. And we were trying to keep him out of the wreck, but he just kept pulling us deeper and deeper and deeper. So we kind of started getting gassed and worried about getting tangled up in the line. So originally we told Joey just to hang out, but at a certain point we had to get him.
Pull right up on it.
We had to get his help.
Pull up on us, we need to give you this line. You have to clean it off or something. Watch your hooks. He's pulling.
Still pulling.
Watch, here, unclip your gun. Here, take this, clip this.
I got my gun.
Yeah, you want to put it in the boat?
Trying to pull on it.
What? Yeah. 40, 50.
He's coming. Dude, he was pulling real hard, man. It might be he might have gotten sharked or something.
A lot of bubbles came up.
Yeah. Scotty shot one at depth while we were finishing up fishing, caught some red snappers. Jackson, go down and put the kill shot in this because it is just kicking our butt. There he is, he's going way up here. That is a giant, Scott, that's a giant. Jack's taking his time.
Probably missed.
Yeah, probably shot it in the tail. You stone it?
It's a lot easier to pull, yeah.
Dude, that's gonna be like a 60 pounder.
It's bigger than,
Look at how big it is compared to Jack.
it's bigger than 36 inches. There's my shooting line. How did that crimp not break?
That's a giant one, Scott. That's it.
Dude, I had to stone shoot him. Holy cow.
Oh my god, that's a slob.
What do you think of that? Holy cow, dude.
Holy shit.
Here.
Scott, what did you do?
Can you pull that out right there? Can you pull over there? Dude, that's like an 80-pounder.
Holy God! Holy
I
crap!
can't sell them above 50.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh! Look at the size of that thing. This GoPro doesn't do it justice. Look
All right, is
at
everything
the
clear?
size of this
on
thing.
autopilot.
Yep.
That was crazy. We didn't get the initial shot on video, but Scott was down deep, took a shot, and he just came up with his reel spinning, so I grabbed a hold of it, and literally where I tuned in the GoPro was right when we were battling this thing, and it was dragging both of us under. He's like, oh, I shot an AJ, and I thought like a shark got a hold of him because it was dragging us down, and we weren't gaining on him. It was like a standstill for a while, and then
Not a bad one.
we called Joey over to bring the boat, and we had to fight it from the boat. I was able to make a drop and do a kill shot on it. I had to make sure I stoned it because, God, this thing was a beast. I got my hands on it. I had a hard time bringing him up to the surface. Look at this. Come on, dude, lift him up. Holy crap. Oh my God. Oh. Holy crap. That is a giant. Is that personal best?
Oh yeah. By far.
Holy cow. Hey.
All right, you guys, so we'll revisit that back towards the end of the video, but go ahead and take a dive on with me real quick. This is one of my second to last dives of the day. It's kind of a mid-water column, kind of a shallower dive, so you guys should be able to handle it with me. And like I've said before in the past, you don't always have to go to the bottom. Here, there was a nasty thermocline, a ton of bull sharks around, so we were hoping to kind of chum, bring fish up from the bottom, and we do just that on this drop. A beautiful mangrove comes in. There's a ton of amberjacks around. They're all short though. They're not, you know, I think they have to be 36 inches. These are borderline. Plus we have plenty after that last one. But yeah, it's a beautiful mangrove kind of hanging out mid-water column. I just descend, glide right to them, land the shot, and I do the same thing that I did on those other fish. I grab that shooting line because I know I made a solid shot, and I just start horsing them up. And I'm doing that because I know there's sharks around. I think that was a shark that just passed right there. But yeah, I know there's bull sharks around, and they're going to take an opportunity if I give them an opportunity. So that's why I just horse them up, especially if I can. And I highly suggest people do that if they shoot a fish. Horse it up, especially if you know there's sharks around.
That's the one.
So the advantage of having the sharks come around is sometimes they have cobia with them. But when you are doing this, you want to make sure you're using a power head. Not everybody does it, but we do it, and this is not ideal. Joey was supposed to have that power head go off. Unfortunately, got shot into its gills, which is a soft spot, so the power head didn't ignite, which is where it shoots a bullet. So the bullet didn't go off, and now I thought his power head.
Scott, we need help.
So I thought his power head was stuck in the fish, and I was like, uh-oh. I was like, I might as well just put another shot in this fish. And once I hit him, the power head came out. And I yelled to Scott because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if Joey was going to be able to reload in time, but sure enough, he does. The sharks don't turn on this fish. Also, maybe because I hit him in the tail, it kind of, you know, slowed him down a bit, but sharks didn't show much interest. I was able to get him to the surface, and then Joey landed that power head, and I'll tell you, that thing does some serious damage.
Hey, that was just how he drew it up, Joey. What happened? He shot. Yeah, and then I thought you were hung up on him, so I took a shot on him, and there you go.
No, you did it perfect.
Dude, just how he drew it up. There we go. Solid cove. Wasn't ideal. Tail shot. Little mishaps. Power head didn't go off, and I just shot him on the fly right after Joey shot. But we ended up taking care of him with the power head afterwards. So
We don't want to mess with sharks.
lights out.
And I just wanted to make Jack look good with being able to hit him on the fly.
That was not ideal. We got it done though. Yes! Oh What is it?
98.
98?
98. That was a 100-pounder. Oh shit.
I was thinking of him.
Here, can you go down a little bit?
Yeah.
Holy.
Put it just above the ground. Go stand by that, Scotty.
Gutted.
Yeah, Scott,
98
Scott
gutted.
shoots and says, I think I shot like a 50-pounder.
Yeah, dude. There was no urgency in your voice. You're like, I just shot an AJ, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I started pulling it. We both got drug under. I'm like, this is a shark got it, or it's a monster.
What's like the state record? You guys know what the state record is?
No, it's way big.
How do you feel, Scott? Setting records,
Pumped. It's better to say
getting limits.
a 50-pounder and they come up 100 than to say a 200-pounder.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
true.
come up.
That's true. Holy smokes. You guys, that was an epic day. I hope you enjoyed going with us. Different perspectives, slaying some mad fish. Check this out. Look at that box. That thing is filled to the top.
That's like the Plan B box.
We crushed it out there. And if you guys haven't seen my other stuff where I'm in the Bahamas, I will link it up in the corner. Check some of that stuff out. Same thing, doing voiceovers, walking you through what's going on through my head. And if you enjoy this kind of stuff, give it that thumbs up. If you're new, consider subscribing. And like always, guys, I'll see you next week for another adventure. Later.